Greetings to you. I'm here today with Dr. Manfred Langer of Tri-State Bible College. Dr. Langer, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Very good. And we are here I just told him a moment ago, I consider him the Dwight Pentecost of Tri-State Bible College. He's a longtime professor here. I had him when I was a student at Tri-State Bible College, and he teaches a lot of our core curriculum, Bible and theology here. So we're grateful to have you with us today, Dr. Langer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
We're going to do two things in our interview. First, we're going to start from theology, and we're going to move toward an application, a specific application that you can get involved in and partner with us. Here's where we want to start. In our understanding of theology,
yes,
we believe in something called dispensationalism. And for practical purposes and time, we'll say that a dispensation is a unique period of time in which God reveals himself,
yes,
that there's a responsibility upon humanity to that revelation. There's typically a rebellion, and then there's a recompense from God,
yes, sir,
with regard to that rebellion or toward the remnant who are faithful.
yes.
And so, what is the key responsibility that you see in a dispensation and really across the dispensation? What is the key responsibility or stewardship?
Yes, my mind goes to 1 Samuel in the context of Saul being chosen Israel's first king. And in the context of his disobedience, so this is a negative aspect of how a person in the Bible would manifest the concept of a dispensation. But he was told on two different occasions to do specific things by God through the prophet, and he disobeyed both. So he received revelation, and he had a responsibility to do certain things as per the revelation. He rebelled against that. He was very disobedient, and as a result, the response from God, the recompense from God, is that the kingdom was taken away from him and given to David. Now, in a positive sense of dispensation or stewardship, administration, the root word, especially from a New Testament standpoint, basically house law, and that is oikonomia. It's a breakdown of the word house, oikos, and nomos for law. So this is beautifully illustrated in the life of Joseph in the Old Testament. Everything that he did with honoring and glorifying God, and therefore, at the end of one of the main chapters of his life, it tells us that God prospered the things that he did. But he was so faithful to God that he is a beautiful example of Jesus Christ in typology of a person succeeding in terms of a stewardship.
In dispensationalism, there's a discontinuity, but there's also some continuity
Yes,
across. And
yes,
the continuity that I see is it's always right to trust God.
Amen.
It's always right to believe
Amen.
him and take him at his word.
Yes.
So let's move to the practical. We talked about sort of the theological underpinnings of stewardship.
Yes.
That God reveals himself. We have a stewardship according to that revelation. And here at Tri-State Bible College, we believe that God has entrusted to us this school.
Yes, sir.
He has entrusted to us the facilities in which really the life of the school takes place, the
Amen.
teaching, the learning. And we have a new building here in the Broomhall Bible Research Center. And then we have our original buildings where I was a student, in the administrative building and
Yes.
in the Henderson Library. And those two buildings, those original buildings, they need some work.
Yes.
And we view it as our stewardship to take care of those buildings. So
Yes, sir.
let's talk a little bit about stewarding those buildings.
Well, being very acquainted with the institution actually since 1972, and having also operated in those buildings in the past, obviously the oldest building probably was built in the 50s. It has been refurbished quite a bit, but as with all things that pass away, that the older building in which we held our early classes, it needs some attention. And some of the specifics are There's been some leakage with the ceilings. Ceilings need attention. And probably, maybe even more so than that, would be the restrooms. The restrooms definitely need upgraded. So in terms of stewardship, and as you indicated, God has given us a wonderful location at Tri-State Bible College. And there was quite a bit of, a lot of learning, a lot of teaching that had taken place in those old buildings. And of course, the library still exists and is being used. So in terms of stewardship, people sometimes, they really question as to how they can give. In other words, what is the need in the moment? And these would be simply down-to-earth examples of things that need to be done, especially at this time in the old building, in which you can participate in a manner that is commensurate with stewardship.
Amen. Very well said. Thank you, sir. So we want to thank you for sticking with us throughout this week of giving. We're again looking forward to Giving Tuesday. And I pray that you might view this video and our other videos as information that connects your potential as a giver to the mission of Tri-State Bible College, where we're continuing to train faithful servants for tomorrow today. We will see you tomorrow.
Amen.